girls, it's story time. And our story today is Sleeping Beauty. This is going to be the first of several princes and princesses that we're going to talk about over the next couple of weeks. Now, this book was bought for our class by a little boy called Will Henson in 2002 when he was in my class, and he is at university now. So, very smart young man. So, Sleeping Beauty. Now, I know there are some puppets at the top, finger puppets, and I know when we usually do this in class that I usually do the puppets at the same time, but I'll just leave them there for you to enjoy at the moment. Once upon a time, a queen invited 12 fairies to be godmothers to her baby daughter. The fairies all came along to the celebration, giving lovely gifts like brains and beauty, happiness and health, and generosity upon the young princess. Suddenly, the doors flew open and a wicked fairy burst in. The queen gasped in shock. She had forgotten to invite this one. "I also have a gift for your daughter," cried the angry fairy. "When she is 16, she will prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel, and she will die." The fairy stormed out, leaving the queen in tears. "Wait, wait, I have not given my gift yet," said the smallest fairy. "I cannot remove the terrible curse, but I can change it a little. Your daughter won't die. She will just sleep for 100 years. Well, this was better than nothing. The queen stopped crying and immediately ordered everyone to destroy all the spinning wheels in the kingdom. The little princess gurgled happily, unaware of what was happening. "16 years later, the princess had grown up smart and beautiful, happy and healthy and generous. She was also very curious. One day, as she was wandering about the castle, she saw a door that she had never noticed before. "I wonder what's inside," she said to herself as she opened the door. The princess went into the room and saw an old woman sitting at a spinning wheel. "Oh, that looks like fun," said the princess. "Let me try." But somehow she tripped and pricked her finger on the spindle. A drop of blood fell to the floor. The princess lay down on a bed nearby, where she fell into a deep, deep sleep. "Ha, ha, ha," the old woman cackled. Then we know that was the wicked fairy. Instantly, everyone else in the castle fell asleep too. The cooks fell asleep in the kitchen. The horses fell asleep in their stables. The queen fell asleep playing cards. The cat fell asleep as it was about to catch a mouse. Even the mouse fell asleep. Then something even stranger happened. The ground seemed to tremble, and suddenly 1,000 thorny rose bushes grew out of the earth, covering the castle walls in a beautiful, sweet-smelling hedge. Soon only the highest tower of the castle could be seen. The rosy hedge surrounding the castle grew thicker every year, and by people forgot there was a castle. Then one fine day, 100 years after the princess pricked her finger, a gallant prince came riding by. The prince stopped to look at the beautiful thicket of roses. I wonder why they are here, he asked himself. But as he moved towards the roses, they parted in front of him, and soon he could see the castle doors. The prince ventured into the castle and gasped at the sight. Everyone appeared to be dead. Then the prince heard the guards snoring. I wonder if anyone is awake, he thought. He walked up the stairs and came to the room where the princess slept. Oh, she's lovely, whispered the prince. He leaned over and gave her a kiss. Instantly, the princess opened her eyes and smiled. You took a long time, she said, but what a great way to wake up. Oh, marry me, beautiful princess, said the prince as he picked her up and carried her down the stairs. Oh, there were sounds of people waking up everywhere. The cooks were clattering in the kitchen, the horses were neighing in the stables, and the princess answered, yes, I will. I'm sorry I overslept, said the princess to the queen. Then she announced, I'm going to marry this gallant prince, if it's all right with you. That will be wonderful, said the queen, as long as you don't invite any fairies to the wedding. And I'm sure they all lived happily ever after. Now, that book, that story is a story that's been passed down for many, many years. And so on here it just tells us who drew the pictures, and they were illustrated by Peter Stevenson. Now, I hope you enjoyed that book. There are many, many different versions of that book. You've probably got one in your house. I'm sure you've seen the movies of Sleeping Beauty as well. Now, the sentence I'd like you to write today is, Sleeping Beauty pricked her finger. All right, and then you could get your grown-up to help you fill in the gaps. They'll offer you a choice of two. When you're finished, write your name, draw a beautiful picture on the back. I'll look forward to seeing those next week.